What's the worst way your family called you out in front of a crowd? I was 19 and home from college for my cousin's wedding at an upscale country club with 300 guests. I'd managed to avoid family drama during cocktail hour by staying near the bar. Then came the reception dinner. My aunt had assigned seating, which trapped me at the family table between my grandmother and my uncle. The conversation started innocently. College, my major, dorm life. I thought I was safe. Halfway through the salmon course, my grandmother decided it was time to address my concerning behavior. Apparently, my mother had been sharing details about my personal life during their weekly phone calls. "So," grandmother announced loudly enough for surrounding tables to hear, "your mother tells me you've been experimenting with girls at college." The entire table went silent. My cousin in her wedding dress stopped mid-bite. My uncle nearly choked on his wine, but grandmother wasn't finished. "I don't understand this phase you're going through," she continued, her voice carrying across the reception hall. "Is this what happens when we send children to those liberal universities?" I felt my face burning as heads turned from nearby tables. The bride's family, conservative Catholics from the deep South, stared with shock and fascination. "Grandmother, please," I whispered. "Please what?" she said, even louder. "We're family. We should be able to discuss these things openly." She launched into a detailed analysis of my sexuality, complete with theories about childhood trauma and hormonal imbalances. She mentioned every girlfriend I'd ever had, starting with my high school relationship with Rebecca. The girl with the purple hair was particularly concerning, she told the wedding guests. "What was her name? Crystal?" She looked like she belonged in a circus. My mother did nothing to stop this. In fact, she started adding details, explaining how worried they were about my lifestyle choices and wondering aloud if therapy might help me find my way back to normal. The bride's father actually stood up and moved to a different table. By this point, the entire reception was listening. The DJ had lowered the music. Even the catering staff stopped serving to watch this spectacle. "This affects the whole family," grandmother declared when my uncle tried to intervene. "Everyone should have input." She opened the floor for suggestions on how to fix me, inviting wedding guests to share thoughts on my sexual orientation. Several offered religious remedies. One recommended church camp. The bride's mother suggested prayer circles. I sat there watching my most private struggles become dinner entertainment for 300 strangers. My cousin looked mortified, but the damage was done. When grandmother finally finished her presentation, complete with statistics she'd printed from questionable websites, the applause was scattered and uncomfortable. I left during the father-daughter dance and drove 4 hours back to campus that night. The next day, my mother called asking why I was being so dramatic about grandmother's concern for my well-being. The story spread through our extended family within a week. Every holiday gathering for 3 years featured references to grandmother's wedding speech about my confusion. I eventually stopped attending family events altogether. My relationship with my mother never recovered from her refusal to defend me that night.